What we're addressing here is the issue of boycotts and boycott threats against Israel, economic sanctions, diplomatic sanctions, legal sanctions. Is there something to do? Absolutely, there is something to do. That's, in fact, what the second half of our conference is designed to address. What are different ways that we can address the problem? There are legal claims that we can make. There are institutions where we actually will get a fair hearing for them. For example, international trade organizations. And there are targeted things that we can do against particular groups. I'll just give you an example. Last week, there was an academic group in the United States that's imposed a boycott in Israel. That was forced to partially cancel it because a civil rights suit was brought against them for discriminating against potential Israeli participants.
You have to fight these organizations, the BDS organizations, with any tool you have. It's like a street fight. You have to use metal poles, you have to use car antennas, you have to use broken bottles. It's like a street fight, and you cannot fight them with your hands tied behind your back. You should utilize legal actions. You can target each and every of these organizations and sue them or use legal action against them. And in the end of the day, the goal is to bring them to halt their activity, not because they cause financial damage to the state of Israel, because in the end of the day, the damage is not so significant, it's not the one that destroyed the Jewish state, but the conception, the slogans that they use, the image that they want to reflect on the state of Israel, that Israel is an apartheid state, and this is why they deserve the sanctions and the boycott and divestments, and this is what you have to stop.
Part of this is not necessarily for the government to do. Part of this is for regular citizens to do. The civil rights suit that was brought in the United States was not brought by the state of Israel. But if you're talking about trade actions, for example, if somebody wants to initiate a proceeding in the World Trade Organization, that has to be done by the government. And so that would be an important step to take against countries that are right now threatening us with all sorts of quasi-sanctions.
How significant is the threat itself? I mean, business, money, it's much more than that?
Well, there's been actually a boycott against Israel since before it was created. The Arab boycott precedes the State of Israel. And so we've been living with boycotts, threats for a long time. It does have an effect on our economy, but we can survive it. It's just a question of trying to minimize the damage that it does.